All right, this is the Double Edged World podcast. My name's Chris, here with my co-host Jaden.
Yeah.
Right now, we're talking about basically everything in the world with the metaphor in mind. Everything's a double-edged sword. Basically, definition: something that has both favorable and unfavorable consequences. So we already know how that goes on in the world. Basically, we have about 17 to 18 topics to choose from. Each week, we're going to try to talk about at least two. We have from music, Miami news, Florida politics, rappers, cars, sports, TV shows, movies, of course, weed, money management, podcasting itself, fashion statements, um, you know, beauty standards, COVID, above those stuff. So you can choose what you want us to talk about. But for tonight, we're gonna talk about weed and TV shows and movies, mainly Marvel shows and movies. So we're gonna start off with the black portion, which is the good portion. We're gonna talk about weed, the good parts, the pros and everything like that. So me being a weed smoker myself, you know, to me weed is good, but the old saying moderation, got to do everything in moderation. Um the best times to do it sometimes around friends when you're stressed out. It's a good thing. It's a good way to de-stress, clear up your mind and everything like that. I know you don't smoke too much, Jaden, but you know how it is.
Yeah, I believe when it comes to like weed, like if you're gonna be smoking it, like I said, you have to do it in moderation. So like, don't be a person who as soon as they wake up in the morning, you have to smoke. Before you eat, you have to smoke. Like if you're gonna smoke multiple times a week, make sure you do it like once a day and do it around friends, especially friends you trust. So you know if you get fucked up after
Exactly.
smoking weed, they could drop you home and shit, and you don't have to worry about any stupid shit happening to you.
Yeah, because niggas these days, they out of pocket.
Yeah.
But, um, and then like with weed being coming legalized, it's creating more jobs and everything like that. But, they need to hurry up because, the government can make more money legalizing it and everything like
Yeah,
that.
but the government just split on that shit, like when it comes to legalizing weed. Because all it takes is Congress to pass a bill that's saying weed is legal, just like alcohol. But it's split. Some politicians are for weed, some politicians are not. Some states are for it, some states are not. So,
And well, we already know some of the benefits. Well, most of the benefits of weed, especially recreational, especially for me because I rather smoking over drinking. That just fucks with me all different types of ways. I don't feel too good, especially waking up in the morning after feeling like my first hangover because I don't drink too much. Yo, that shit's terrible. I couldn't do it no more,
yeah.
so I just stick to weed.
But drinking is just like drinking alcohol is just like if you're gonna smoke weed. Like if you're gonna go out and you can drink with friends, I suggest you don't drink too fast. I think that's one of the mistakes a lot of people make when it comes to their drinking. They
Hmm.
drink too fast, and me when I was in Barbados and I go out, I'll probably get like 3-4 beers in during the whole night because I would drink it slowly, and then don't get drunk. Maybe I lay tipsy, but once I wake up in the morning, I'm good to go again.
Right.
Yeah,
Cause niggas they be drinking
yeah,
alcohol like
yeah.
juice, especially some of these bitches like with the Casamigos. Now they mixing it with wine and shit.
Dude, I've seen people drink a whole bottle of beer like within 5 minutes. I was like,
And then I'm not gonna lie, I don't blame them with Belair. Belair good as hell, but like,
yeah,
yo, you can't be drinking it like that shit
yeah,
water.
yeah.
Them niggas
But
crazy.
alcohol even tastes that good, like I
It's not.
like if it's like the sweet wine, but yeah. But when it comes to weed, like I think when it comes to drugs in general, if you're gonna do a certain drug, alcohol is a drug.
Yeah,
You should you should be careful with it.
always.
You should be careful with it.
And then speaking of that, going into the white part, the bad part about weed, um, I had my fair share of bad experiences with weed, especially when coming to police and everything like that. But skipping that, it's just mainly what it does to the body because we all know the with weed, fell out of breath, everything like that.
Yeah.
But that's not the only thing. We know like weed, what it does mentally, fuck some people up, make them more paranoid and everything. Because me, I'm not much of a paranoid person. I'm more of a overthinker. That's
Yeah.
why I try to use the weed sometimes. But um I know it's too late for me to say this because I still try to not use it as a dependent because like I said, I can go hours, some days without using it, but it's just gonna be like a dark cloud over my head. Like I'm stressed. I need to like get the edge off
Yeah. Yeah.
everything like that. So I need to smoke.
Yeah. Well, I was like, when it comes to like smoking weed, I would say like if you know if you're gonna smoke it and your body just don't react to it, just don't do it.
You're right. Don't
And
force it.
and like like what you said, you would have like a dark cloud on your head if you go a little bit too long without it. I would say you should like, you know, try to do other stuff, non-stressful stuff to clear like me. Like when I'm stressed, so like when my mother passed away when I was like I would just, stress. One of the things I would do is, I would just enjoy going to the gym, even though, because it just, you focus on the gym. You have so much to focus on in the gym, is that you can't be thinking of other stuff. When you lifting weights, you have to focus on lifting the weights. So I would say like,
And especially when it comes to lifting weights, the specific parts that's gonna help you too
yeah,
and everything like that. So
yeah,
it's like with weed because we all know weed. We already talked about the good. We're on the bad, but we already know most of the good. But we all know the bad also because weed targets specific parts of your body
yeah,
and
like your
everything like
lungs.
that.
Yeah,
So yeah, because mainly your lungs, but they don't know like the oral
yeah,
because it fucks with your lips. Sometimes you get like a few bump, and then you get dry mouth too,
yeah,
and then it fucks with like your teeth and gums. But
yeah.
like we said, it's all in moderation.
They're all in moderation.
But mainly it's just with the mind though
Yeah, like to
because
fuck with your mind also.
because most things now it's a mental thing.
Yeah,
I don't think physically we can get over stuff, but like nowadays it's just the mental thought process of everything is just stopping most people in their tracks. Like sometimes it might stop me in my track. I know I have commitment issues,
yeah,
but one thing I try to do is like not commit too much to the weed and everything like that because I know like you were saying if I well like I was saying if I don't go too long if I go too long without it, sometimes I can get stressed easily.
yeah,
I get headaches sometimes because I know like with me I don't need weed. I just need to chill by myself. I can listen to music, but I
yeah.
also need something to do. If I don't have something to do, that's when I'm gonna turn to the weed.
Yeah, that's what I say. Like when you're not a say when you're not a walk at your home or something, and you just want you want to smoke but you don't want to do it.
Right.
Like it's always good to have like that activity that would take your mind off of everything. So whether
Exactly.
if it's like playing a sport, hell, whether it's even just having like even if just say like you have a console,
Right.
a game, you have an Xbox, a PS5, even if you have a gaming PC.
Because that's what I'm trying to stop doing. Just turn into the weed because like you were saying wake because I'm not gonna lie, you know how you were saying don't wake up in the morning and do it and
Yeah,
everything like
that
that,
that
because I'm not gonna lie, I have to because um with my family, like sometimes I sleep first thing in the morning, they tell me to wake up, I gotta go do something, I gotta
yeah,
like, and then I'm doing favors for everybody else, but I can't get that time to myself to you know get ready for the day and everything like that. I'm already rushed into the day and everything because I
yeah,
always got to do something for somebody else. That's why I feel like sometimes in the morning I just need it, but most of the time like it messes up your diet too. So
yeah,
like he was saying, because most of the time I put the smoke before the food because probably how stressed I'm feeling and everything like that. But right now I'm just trying to build my appetite, not to force myself and everything
yeah,
like that, because I watched a few videos and everything, and the main thing was with your appetite, do not force yourself to eat because that can fuck your appetite up more. Like just listen to your body, just feel what it needs because you know what your body is gonna need. You know what you like and everything like that.
Yeah,
So just listen to it. Don't ignore it, especially when you're hungry, because weed already messes with your mood to begin with anyway.
yeah,
But now that you're high, you're hungry as hell, it makes you more that's what causes, like, I
yeah,
feel like that's what causes more headaches, causes your mood to be fucked up, more stressed out. So
yeah. And at the time, weed is such a weird drug because since it's a drug that really relaxes you a lot compared to other drugs, it messes with you in a way that it's not giving you like a bad feeling. So it might it might take a while for somebody to actually like catch on, like, yo, I actually might be addicted to this shit. Because when you smoke, you feel more relaxed. It makes you a lot hungrier. It even makes food taste better to a lot of
exactly.
people. And then they do it a lot. So like I have this friend who I play Xbox with, right? And sometimes it's so frustrating to play with him, especially when playing like a game like 2K, because if we playing if there's a day, right, like a Saturday, I'm just home and all of us just playing Xbox all day, playing different games, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna always be the worst person to play with because he's just high on weed the whole time, from morning to night, and every minute you hear him saying, "Oh, I gotta roll up, I gotta roll up," like,
Nah, yeah, I can't do
yeah,
that smoke without the day because me, that's smoking throughout the day because you already know college days, Miami Dade and everything like
yeah,
that. We had an associate, we smoked out throughout the whole week, but I think that's what really where it started and
yeah,
started
that,
fucking with me
yeah,
more
that
too
time,
because
yeah,
yeah.
and that time, yeah, he always used to pause me both all of that time because it was like y'all both had jobs, y'all both making money. But
Mm-hmm.
at the time, that if you're smoking every day, you have to pay $20. I would say $10 each for each of y'all. I have to pay $20 for weed, and you getting paid. Now we like 18, 19 that time,
Oh God,
or
yeah.
salary. You
Yeah,
barely
niggas
above
was
minimum
barely making money, and
barely
then
above minimum
yeah,
wage. So you do this every week. You get paid maybe twice a month. You know, by the time your next paycheck come around, like more than half, like three-fourths of your
that
paycheck
shit
already
gone
gone.
because it's going to weed. Yeah, that's
Because
why I had to learn too.
$10 to $20 a day
That shit adds up,
for
man.
7 days
That shit
is a fucking lot.
adds up because a met, bro, and that's one thing. The weed, it fucks up your money, man. Like
Yeah.
that's why we always say moderation. And you need to learn if you're a weed smoker. We're not telling you not to smoke weed, nothing like that. I still smoke
Yeah, we just
weed.
we just on the cons of it right now.
Yeah, but you just gotta learn how to manage
How to
it
manage it? Just have to know to manage. Have have self management. Have self control. That's what
and
it is.
discipline. Yeah,
Yeah,
because if you
have
let
discipline.
weed take you, we seen it multiple times. Weed take you away, dog. It's no coming
Yeah,
back.
and
It's
the thing
no
is
coming
about
back.
weed is that people always made the argument that weed has no addictive substance into
No,
it,
and damn well it
but
does.
but
It's
no, but
weed.
in a lot of ways, right? It doesn't. It's not what's in it that gets you addicted. It's not like alcohol, you
True.
know. The feeling of alcohol. Look, if anybody say they are addicted to alcohol because they like how alcohol made them feel, when alcohol just fuck with you, and then when you wake up, it's just worse. But with
Yeah.
weed is a good feeling, and that's what they're addicted to, is a feeling. And a lot of people have this weird ideologies like, okay, if there's nothing that is in something that could get you mentally or physically addicted, you kind of get addicted.
Mm-mm.
But that's not how addiction works. One of us could be addicted to porn, one of us could be addicted to health, even drinking like regular, like a certain type of juice. Like my sister
Exactly.
my sister loves, at one point my sister used to drink a lot of Coca-Cola or Coke. So that you could get addicted to anything. Once you like it a lot, you could get addicted. Like, even me, at one point I was just addicted to playing video games when I was younger. Now
Oh hell yeah.
now I'd be home all day sometimes. I can't even fucking turn on the Xbox. I was like, I don't want to play this shit.
You're right.
But you could get addicted to anything. That's a lot of people don't
But and
realize.
they don't realize too what's in their weed because to me addiction and then the different ways people smoke it too, it go hand in hand
Yeah,
because you already know how I am. I'm a papers guy and I do grabber, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm like I said, I'm trying to fight it as a dependent, not trying to make it a dependent, but it
yeah,
still kind of is because cigarettes that has nicotine and everything like that. tobacco,
Yeah.
which grabba is basically tobacco. It's a
Yeah.
leaf, and it tells you
Mm-hmm.
on the back it's nicotine and everything like that. But you know, as smokers, that's
Yeah.
that hit that we trying to get and everything like that. And then weed, it to me, weed has no hit by itself.
Mm-hmm.
It's different for different people because how I came up, when my cousin put me on, he was already like a grabber, smoker
Yeah.
with weed and everything like that. It was
Mm-hmm.
never by itself. It was grabber and
Yeah.
papers
But
always.
that's the thing about weed, you know. Own, weed on its own is not as bad as when you mix it with a lot of stuff. So that's the thing. That's why say something like an edible, you would get high off of edibles way easier than
Shit,
just
I
smoke.
don't. That's why the edibles are trash to me. That's why I
Yeah.
don't
But
like.
it depends on the person. Like
Well,
it
yeah,
depends on the
because
person.
niggas be getting high as hell,
Cause
especially bitches. Bitches love
yeah, cause I've
edibles.
seen people get like barely eat an edible and they off the shit. But like, look, to conclude this, right, the whole gist of with this, right, just have self discipline, have self control with weed. Don't overdo it, because like weed is just like alcohol, just like any other drug, right? That is legal.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it has its good side, it has its bad side. Just like alcohol, just don't overdo it. And that's all I have to say about it, because I'm not gonna tell somebody, oh yeah, you shouldn't be smoking weed because it's bad for you. That 'cause I'm
Exactly.
gonna be a hypocrite, because hell, I drink alcohol from time when I'm out. I drink alcohol. I'm a hypocrite. So that's the thing. So my whole thing is just have self control with it. Don't overdo it, and you should be
All
good.
right, because with everything in life, you're gonna go through your phases anyway. So
Yeah,
just take it slow and everything like that. And
yeah,
then now for the great part, we all know because basically how we doing it. The black part is good because we know people really recognize black with being evil and everything like that. But now in this day and age, we need to show like black is powerful, everything like that. So we're showing that as the good side. The white, that's the bad part, and then the gray part, which we're in now, the gray area. We all know the world is not black and white. There's some gray area to it. This is where we discuss and everything like that.
yeah,
So basically, all in all, when it comes to the gray area, we don't talk about nothing good about weed. We don't talk about nothing bad. It's just weed in general.
yeah. It's just there, and you just have to
Because,
know how to use it.
right, because like I said, we go through our phases. Because me, like I said, my cousin put me on. I didn't even know how to roll. So
Mm-hmm.
anytime I would like match with him or anything like that, I would have to wait for him to get back and everything. I would like that was my phase I went through. I had to wait on people to basically smoke and everything because I didn't know how to roll.
Yeah,
Now I'm going through, well, yeah, still kind of going through that phase where you learn how to do stuff by yourself. Now you just need to discipline yourself basically. So I'm still trying to discipline myself a little bit on that. Um me, it's just a vibe.
yeah,
Most because you don't need to smoke weed for every event you go to or anything that you do. You can do it sober. There's no problem with being sober because you still need to use your mental. You need to use your
yeah,
mental
yeah,
and think
yeah,
and everything like that. But I say, when it comes to me, I need, well, if I'm by myself, I'm just usually watching a movie, vibing out, eating some. That's
yeah,
all I need. But usually I like to do it with friends because friends make it better and stuff like that. You come up with more shit, and it just sparks that creativity and everything like that. We get you thinking, it get you them ideas and stuff like that. You probably like had in the back of your mind, and you trying to bring it forward now.
yeah.
But that concludes the first topic. Now the next
Actually,
topic.
before we go, we should talk why we should be legal. Like, actually, dive into it real quick.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah,
should. We should. So,
yeah,
honestly, yeah, because right now the most legal way that people's getting it is either moving to the state that it's legal at,
yeah.
or they got a medical marijuana card. Now I'm kind of iffy on the medical marijuana card because yeah, you can tell people, yeah, that you got your
I
card.
wanted to get you to every
Yeah,
like
it can't get you out of every
yeah,
situation, and plus most of, and then like we're in Florida, but that's why we're
yeah,
mostly talking about things that's happening in Florida, but mainly in Miami, you know, you're really gonna see CBD commercially, like everywhere, like in the.
yeah,
So I feel like that's what the medical marijuana cards are really
yeah,
for. But I had to, because I had this guy come into my job, and he has a medical marijuana card, but he's like advertising it, telling everybody, like, you should get your medical marijuana card, if you smoke weed, yada yada yada. And then me, the weed smoker, I'm iffy on it, so I asked, why and everything like that. Even though I still know the reason, but
yeah,
I still ask, But he made a good point of it. He said, because mainly black people, we go through shit on a daily basis,
yeah,
like PTSD. You don't need to go out to war, whatever like that, to have some PTSD, because this shit always
yeah.
going
There's
on
shit in
in
the
the
world.
streets,
Yeah,
everywhere, not even in
everywhere.
the streets. It could be going on in your house and
Yeah.
everything like that. So like,
But the thing about legalizing weed on a federal level is actually having a government itself to say, okay, weed is legal in every state,
yeah.
is that it would help the economy like a lot. You know, if weed was to be legal, right, and the government put a tax um on the production of weed and when you're buying it also, the the economy will shoot up a lot. So like, how to explain it? Like, you know, after which World War was it? Well, after World War I in the 20s, when alcohol was a big thing because it was either water or alcohol. There was juice, but it was had you know we didn't had juice being produced on a mass production yet, and the production of alcohol was I think was like 89% of the American economy.
Mm-hmm.
And when they wanted to ban alcohol, that was the main that was the main argument. Like, okay, if you ban alcohol, one, a lot of jobs gonna be gone. Two, what's gonna happen to the economy? And that's when they brought in the income tax, and look at us now
Right.
paying fucking tax for no fucking reason.
Basically on everything now. Fuck
Yeah,
the
just paying
alcohol, just
tax.
everything.
But
But that's the problem. They don't want to tax on weed, because we know that some states are doing it now. But like Florida, they're just sticks in the mud, nigga. They don't
but
they
you know the funny thing about Florida is, right? I think if Florida, if politicians was to really push for it, I don't think it would be hard to get it passed in Florida.
Of
Cause,
course not.
cause when it comes to weed, compared to like I say like New York, if you get caught, if you get pulled over, right,
Mm-hmm.
and a cop smell weed, you know, if they can't find any evidence, they let you go. Florida, as with the cops, they're a lot more lax when it comes to weed. Hell, suddenly you be driving past and you see niggas with smoke coming out the fucking
Oh
windows
yeah,
and shit. Now,
because they already know, like,
yeah, now in New
it's getting
York,
legal.
you can never pull that shit. A cop find your ass in New York with weed, you're getting locked up.
Oh
So
hell yeah.
yeah,
But see, that's why I can like never get why people want to move to New York at times, especially when it comes to the weed smokers. Because I'm not gonna lie, I never had like, I don't know if New York got weed, like their own weed and everything like that,
mm-hmm.
but I never had it. But I wouldn't even take that chance, because like you said, if they cracking down on everything, and because it's just, to me, it's because New York is just city. It's just city, no
Yeah, New
suburbs,
York is
just
just a
city.
weird fucking.
And
I
to
would
me,
never
it's
live in.
just everybody packed, grouped up together,
Yeah,
stuff like that. So of course, so with most things,
yeah, New
you can't get away with, because you always got eyes looking and everything like
Yeah,
that. That's why I can't do
New
none
York
of
is a port. New York, California. What else state? Some of these states even have even Florida. But these are just like poorly run states. I would say the thing is about Florida. Florida poorly run in a way that the government doesn't give a fuck, and the government pass some stupid ass laws. But New York and California has some fucking weird ass laws. California is lax on the weed. Cool. good for them.
Oh yeah, but that gun law out there is ridiculous,
Yeah, but
bro.
California has some other laws like businesses. Dude, if you're a business owner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, those motherfuckers are taxing us. Like, if I was to just like pull up my phone and just look up all the different taxes business owners get,
Mm-hmm.
you'll be like, I will never move to. And California's expensive to live, and New York
Always.
also.
Yeah, yeah.
And then New York with the whole weed thing is like they're just strict with everything. So I wouldn't. That's two states I would never want to live. But I really think that weed should be legalized on a federal level. Have
Yes, sir.
dispensaries open up all over the country. Tax if you want, tax not tax the shit out of it, but tax it to the point that you know
You can just put a
yeah.
good
And
enough
think
amount
on
of
it.
money back into the
Think on it.
economy.
If weed was one of the main pillars of the economy, right? When COVID hit, even though the economy would have dipped, it wouldn't have dipped as bad as it
And
was.
then plus it
Because
was shot right back up when it opened up.
everybody at home, so they
Mm-hmm.
probably gonna be smoking. It don't matter if you're black, white, Asian, whatever the fuck you are. Everybody gonna be smoking,
Mm-hmm.
and it wouldn't affect the economy as bad as but our economy runs our economy is weird. Once people can't like if once people not walking, the economy is fucked. When everybody was at home, everybody making less, the economy just got fucked over. Now it is bouncing back better in other places, cause I ain't gonna lie,
Yeah,
if
some
you
most
didn't,
businesses booming
yeah, I ain't
again.
gonna
Yeah.
lie, they didn't really care who died.
Oh
They
yeah, them
closed,
niggas ain't give a
they
fuck. As
closed the
long as they was making money throughout this whole COVID, man, them
they
niggas ain't
closed the
care.
country for like a month and opened that shit and was like, okay, wear your mask and
And they barely
yeah,
cared about
yeah,
masks now. And then Biden, you vaccinated, no mask, man.
yeah,
Fuck that. I'm vaccinated. I'm still wearing my
yeah.
mask.
We should move on to the next topic now.
All right, so now on to Marvel
Yeah,
TV shows and stuff. So, well, the good part about Marvel for me is we can touch on a basis which our podcast is actually always about. It shows um basically the double-edged sword of being a superhero. So we can always, talk about the good sides. We already know most of the good sides about being a superhero. First off, you got a superpower. Duh.
yeah,
Second of all, if you're good at what you do, a lot of people look up to you. Third, you can make a good business out of being a superhero, but the main thing not about being a superhero, you don't profit off of it or nothing like that. You just
no, I don't believe in a no profit, not to profit about.
that's
I don't
true,
believe in
but
that. I don't really believe in that. Like that you can't profit. I'm not gonna say like you have to charge the government for you to save the fucking day. But if you wanna have like merchandise and shit like that, you can.
yeah.
Yeah, and I think Tony Stark kind of proved that you being a super, like you profit off of being a superhero not a bad thing. Cause
Hmm.
once he revealed he was Iron Man, he capitalized off
He
of that.
capitalized
Yeah,
all that shit, and
yeah,
then look at all the advances in the Marvel superhero universe that just he's everywhere and it's helping everybody, to be
yeah,
honest. And
yes.
then so
So I don't believe in that. Like you can capitalize off of it. I don't believe in like when you're a superhero is that watching these movies and like watching these movies and if you actually look into these movies and being a superhero and even looking at the villains, they should teach you about responsibility.
exactly.
Like
And then I'm not gonna lie, especially with the villains, because
yeah,
yeah, we already know you need to know the superhero side because it's all about the superhero
yeah,
at the end of the day. But like your real lessons that you get and learn shit and retain, you get from the villains, because I feel like well, that's
the
why I give credit to Marvel, because Marvel
yeah the
shows
good
what
villains at least.
the good
Yeah,
villains and what they go through, and then the superheroes and what they go
yeah.
through. But
Marvel do be hit or miss with the villains, but when they do the villains right, the villains could teach you a lot. And when they do the villains right, a lot of times the villains are right. Like they are, but whatever reason they have for what they're doing is for the right reason. They just going about it in the worst way possible. Like Killmonger. Killmonger was right about, you know,
mhm.
oppression and all this stuff in the war.
But what he
But
wanted to do, he wanted war with the
yeah,
crackers, and we wasn't trying to do
yeah, you want to fight oppression with oppression basically. So, he had the right reasons, but all the wrong. He just executed it wrong. Same thing with Thanos. Thanos is right. But we don't know what is going on in the universe. But if we look at it in a sense of Earth, you know, with resources, we don't know how
Mm-hmm.
we consume a lot of resources, a lot of fossil fuels, and he is right that we as people are doing we consuming all these resources, we're using a lot of it, and eventually it's gonna fuck us over when however long that take.
Exactly.
And he was right in that way. It's just
How he went
it
about
went
it, that
about
nigga
it.
snap,
Yeah,
half the world
yeah.
gone.
And to say no, that's gonna say no. Anybody who's saying that because why didn't he just think and just like giving the universe more resources? Yes, that's the easy way out.
Mm-hmm.
But what makes a villain is that he has to be flawed. So when people say the only problem I have with Thanos is that he could have just easy snap double resources, like yeah he could have, but he had his own ideology.
Exactly.
If
And
that's
he
what
was
makes
stuck in his
Yeah,
own
and that's what
mindset.
makes him a villainous, and that's what makes a villain a villain. A
And
villain
that's what
can
made him a good villain,
Yeah,
actually.
and if he had just do that, he wouldn't be the villain. You wouldn't get a good movie. So just shut the fuck up and enjoy it.
Exactly.
So like you know,
And then we all know it stems from the comic books, but come on, nigga, we
yeah.
too we
Well,
too
in
young
well
for
in a
this.
well in a comic book, I ain't gonna lie. In a comic books, if people said about a comic, I would say yeah. Cause the comic, the only reason Thanos wanted to snap half of the people away, not because he saw, not because of that bullshit, because he wanted to press death.
Oh yeah, that
So
yo,
that I'm not happy they didn't go that route, cause that's the dumbest shit. Yeah.
exactly. And
So
that's the main thing with the comic books too. Even though that's the origins, I'm like that they're updating it with movies and everything like that
yeah.
because with the comic books, that was the main thing why they stopped comic books and stuff like that, and they're fixing it up with movies because the comic books they went too much off basis when with
Yeah,
each release
yeah,
and
comics are
everything like
just
that.
fucking crazy. Cause
Yeah,
you trying to me this fucking man is so crazy that he's willing to take a half a universe because he's trying to impress a female who don't even like him like that.
that's just ridiculous. Nah,
Yeah.
bro.
So like when it came to the movies and it changed it up, and he he wanted, the reason was because there's so much resources. He saw his planet, and his people destroyed themselves because there was using too much resources and it caused a collapse. He's right in that sense to what he wanted to do it. It's just the wrong way. Now, it makes him a flawed person, and so makes him a villain because he want to go about it that way. And I think that's a good thing. If you nitpicking that, oh, he could have just easily, you know, just snap half more resources into the universe. Like, cool, okay, well then he can be a hero. Like,
Exactly. Then
like,
that wouldn't make no sense.
villains
He
are not
would
meant to be perfect.
exactly.
Villain plans are supposed to be good, but there should always be a flaw in it. And Thanos' plan was fucking good, you know, and he was a flawed person. So that that but I like Thanos. Thanos is like, in terms of villains, Thanos is like the Darth Vader of our era. Like, in terms of like Thanos is a villain who's gonna be spoken about for for general, like how like how we still talk about, people still talk about Darth Vader up to now, and people want a Darth Vader movie up to this day.
Exactly.
I feel like people are gonna want later down the line like a Thanos movie, maybe with his origins or something like that.
And speaking of villains, let's talk about some good villains because we already explained enough about Thanos and how he was a villain and how he was actually a good villain. But we should well, I want to touch on Kane the Conqueror a little bit more because of Loki.
We can do that later. We can do that later. Let's save
Right,
that one for last. I
right.
would say next good villain will a next good villain was the Vulture from the first Spider-Man movie we got in the Marvel universe. He
Yeah.
wasn't a big villain. His plan wasn't a crazy plan. What I like about him being a villain is that he was just a regular person, I guess. He
Mm-hmm.
had a regular white collar person working a white collar job, doing cleanup after the battles and stuff like that. He lost his job, and it got him into life of crime, and it mirrors a lot of people, because then a lot of people, they lose a job or they can't get a job and they don't have no other option.
Right.
It shows that when you're down bad, it leads you to do stuff that you might not ideally want to do, but it might be something you have to do. And that's what I like about the Vulture, because he didn't have no fucking world domination plan. He just wanted to provide for his family. Now, like all villains, he was right in a way. He wanted to provide for his family, you know, talking about how the rich just, fucks over the poor, but he just went about it in a wrong way by, doing crime.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I like about him. He was such a small time villain. All he wanted to do is just steal the stuff from Stack, and he could sell them, and he could be set for life. And and that's why I consider him a good villain.
Mm-hmm.
He had a simple plan. The reasons was there. He lost his job. He owned his company, so he paid off. Nobody can argue, oh, why don't he just find a new job? Like, nigga, he paid for all the equipment, and
Exactly.
then just for a billionaire to come in and say, okay, I'm gonna clean up the fucking mess I made.
Exactly. And then touching on the Vulture, Green Goblin, I fuck with him. I feel like he was a good villain because it was kind of the same because even though his father was rich and everything like that, but that's how he got all his equipment, and then plus he made most of his equipment, so it's not like he was rich. He throwing money everywhere to get shit. No,
Yeah,
he actually threw some bread and built most of his shit, and even though like his ideology, well, not ideology, but he basically got kind of brainwashed thinking like Spider-Man killed his father, not knowing that his father was the Green Goblin, the evil
yeah.
one, and then knowingly took up the role as Green Goblin. To me, that's why like that shift right there, that's when he became like a good villain
Yeah.
and everything like that. And then plus with in the old Spider-Mans with the action scenes with the Green Goblin, those were the
Yeah,
best.
those was good for, especially for that time.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
those were the best.
those was really good. You know. My next good Spider-Man villain is actually Mysterio. You know, I
Oh,
liked him as a villain because, you know, what he showed and what he did is that essentially one. Wait, before we talk about him, why does Tony Stark create every fucking villain? You know that's a big thing. A lot of villains in the MCU,
and that was the
Tony
funny
Stark.
part because he basically essentially made Ultron.
Yeah,
He essentially made
yeah.
Ultron.
So you have a next villain who came about because Tony Stark fucked over somebody else. So Mysterio, Quentin Beck, whatever his name is, he's not right in this set, but he created the whole illusion shit that we saw in Civil War.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah,
shit was
and Tony
crazy.
took it from him, and he won. It's not that he wanted revenge. One, Tony is dead, but he wanted shine. And like I say, it's not his actual plan, in my opinion, isn't what makes him a good villain. Is what he stood for, because what he stood for is that showing up people who just believe anything,
Exactly,
anything.
especially if you're a superhero
Yeah,
now. Yeah.
people believe any, and it come and it ties into the real world, because we're at a point now that anybody could have said some stupid shit on the internet, and a bag of people would fucking believe that
Oh
shit.
yeah, especially when what that flat Earth shit. Like,
Yeah,
come on, people. The Earth is
yeah,
not fucking flat. Come
yeah.
on.
And I think that's what made him a good villain. And what also made him a good villain is that he challenged Spider-Man really good.
Mm-hmm.
He challenged Spider-Man really good. But he showed that people will believe anything. People will believe that this fucking superhero nowhere comes, save the day. And hell, he tricked Nick Fury. That was even Nick Fury, but still, he tricked Nick Fury. Tricked everybody in well, not well, it's not she. Whatever fucking shit Nick Fury work for now. Sword. He tricked. He tricked all of them. He tricked a whole bunch of people. And even when he fucking lost, people still think he's a hero,
Exactly.
because he revealed Spider-Man identity and make it seem like Spider-Man was the one who fucking caused the whole attack.
And then what made it worse was because who's the nigga he was working for again?
That the
He kept he also saw Spider-Man as a bad guy too, and his rants. Uh uh Jonah Jameson.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
I'm happy to bought his
And
ass
yeah,
back.
he made it worse because
Yeah,
he had his own podcast and shit, and he was going on rants
yep.
non fucking stop
Yeah,
about
yeah.
how Spider-Man is the real villain. So in a way, I see Jonah Jameson as a villain because damn, bro,
Yeah, you outed a kid, my nigga.
yes, and it's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
that shit
But
is
I'm not gonna
crazy.
lie, we're gonna touch on it later for another basis. But at the same time, in a way, Jonah Jameson is kind of right because most of the ways Spider-Man went about shit, he kind of made yeah, he essentially made some situations worse than
Yeah,
really
yeah,
what it
yeah,
was.
yeah. But see, that's the thing is, he's a kid. You know, he's still learning. You know, he's not Captain America. You know, he's not. I don't even say Tony Stark. Tony Stark fuck shits up every day.
To be honest,
Yeah, he's not Thor. He's not all these other. He's not Black Widow. He's still a kid. He's only what, like 15 or 16 in these movies at the time.
mm-hmm.
But he's still a kid. He's still learning. He hasn't been Spider Man for a long time. So even though he's right, at the end of the day, he's still a kid. He's still learning. He have to learn from his mistakes.
Especially because, and that's the main thing about being a superhero, learning from your
Yeah.
mistakes.
And
So
and then you could see he's a kid because in the first movie when the vulture trapping under the rubble, he was dead scared. He thought he was gonna die. He was
exactly.
dead scared. He was crying out for help. That's why he's a kid. So that's the thing also you have to take in account with him. Like even though he does mess stuff up, he's not like Tony Stark who's a grown full adult who does stupid shit.
And then Tony's smart, so he's knowingly going with these plans that fuck shit up.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, yeah. Tony isn't a Doctor Strange where he can look into multiple universes and go about the
Yeah.
best fucking route.
Mm-hmm.
But still, you can't compare Spider-Man to Tony Stark because, like you were saying, at the end of the day, he's still a kid. He
Yeah.
has to go through those superhero
Yeah.
phases. But essentially, with Tony Stark, he's grown. He went through those phases
Yeah.
already and stuff
Yeah, he
like
did it.
that.
And you saw with Tony, we could talk about Tony for a bit. When you saw with Tony when in Iron Man 2 to 3, he created a lot of his problems, you know. And, even in Ultron, and when Civil War came around, he realized that, look, I fucked shit up a lot. When a lady in a bathroom, in a hallway, gave him that picture of the kid who ended
Oh
up dying,
yeah.
and he had to look into her eyes and see the grief, the sorrow in her eyes, and you know, seeing what he did. He created Ultron. He's the reason why this kid died.
Right.
You know, and that's where you see him change and actually starting to realize that okay, we need to be more careful, and that's why he wants to go with the whole lot of whatever the call, I forgot. To have superheroes be monitored and stuff like that. And
Isn't that the main reason why Nick Fury became over some of them too, right? Because they needed somebody to watch over
yeah,
it.
they
And
Nick Fury, but the problem is that she didn't last long after that.
oh
And she,
yeah.
don't forget, she was Hydra. I think if she was actually Shield,
Mm-hmm.
I think shit would have ended up a lot better. But Shield was Hydra, and Captain America just had to out Hydra.
True.
So yeah, and then Nick Fury after that went to start walking in the shadows. So once that happened, everything just went berserk.
True.
So that's a problem.
So the bad side about Marvel.
I would say the bad side about the movies itself. Is one is nothing that gonna affect us personally, but is sometimes when you're watching a movie, I think sometimes they're adding too much comedy into it. It sucks that sometimes there's a serious scene, and then right after the serious scene is a joke.
No cap,
Like to
yeah.
end the scene is a joke.
Because what it was in, was it Infinity
I think we
War?
were talking about that.
Where Ant-Man came over to on their comment was like, "Oh, that's America's ass." Like,
Yeah,
my
yeah,
nigga, we
yeah.
about to go into a mission, and I give it to him. It was kind of funny, but
But no,
still, like,
that's different. That's different. But it's mean like saying Infinity War is when Gamora was talking to Peter Quill, right? Telling her
mm-hmm,
he has to kill her if Thanos gets to her. And they had that serious scene, and then right after you just see Draxus there with his fucking invisible joke. Say I've stand still so long that I'm invisible to to the
oh
naked eye. So that
yeah,
and it's just that like that's the thing about it, is that like right after such a serious scene, You know, they just not even right after, even Junior Series scene, they end the scene with a joke. And that's my own like I don't mind that sometimes, but sometimes it's like okay.
Because that is kind of true. That's because to me, I felt like that was kind of the downfall with Guardians of the Galaxy, like you were saying with Drax, because like
Yeah.
that's Bautista.
You
Like
see,
he's supposed to be body slamming
but
niggas, be
when it comes to
serious,
Guardians of the
but
Galaxy, I don't really mind as much because Guardians of the Galaxy is supposed to be a comedy that just so the comedy should come first and then the serious scenes come after. So I
mm,
don't mind that with Guardians of the Galaxy, but in something like Endgame, which I don't mind there being comedy. Like if they're just talking about the plan and they're joking on a little bit, that's cool, you know, because not because something is in a dire situation, I mean you have to be fully serious. Like like it's when my mother died, even though stuff didn't feel good, it didn't stop me and my family from, just having fun, joking
right.
around, stuff like that, you know. But I just mean it's just in scenes where you're actually having a moment,
Mm-hmm.
it shouldn't be ended from a like with a joke. But if you just having a plan, even in the fight scenes, if you fighting or you fighting brainless dumbass enemies and you're
Okay.
joking about cool, but when it comes to serious shit, I don't feel like it should be ended with a joke. And then the next step back with some of the Marvel movies is that some of them is just lackluster. Like they're not as good. Like
I feel like some of them are like that because you know what's Marvel's known for their long ass movies. Most of them are like what 2 hours, and I
yeah,
understand cinematic. It has to, but 2 hours, my nigga.
yeah,
That and then I feel like that's well, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. Double
mm-hmm.
edged sword, people.
Yeah,
And because with this, I feel like Marvel is pumping out too much content and shit like that. And then
yeah,
plus, like I was saying, with the long movies, they're adding in too
yeah,
much.
yeah.
That's why I feel
And
like
that's
with most
then
people, they lose track of the
yeah,
MCU.
and that's the next one about a lot of Marvel movies is that Marvel gets creative sometimes, but they don't do it enough. A lot of Marvel movies follow the same type of plot. One
True.
thing I like about them getting into the TV shows with WandaVision is that WandaVision, at least for the first 5 episodes, was really unique with the whole sitcom style.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
once it got to the last three, that's when a lot of people like. I know you haven't watched it, but I saw a lot of people, lost like 7 foot. They just turned into a regular Marvel movie at that point. The ending was good, but it was like lackluster. Captain America not Captain America, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I liked it,
I need to get
but it
through
just
it
felt like a
actually.
6 hour Marvel movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was just some action stuff.
But I still I feel need to watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier
Yeah, no, no,
because I
it's no, no.
like
You
it.
should watch it. I just mean is that
No, no, no. I
it just feels the
understand.
same, yeah.
And then because really with the Falcon, I feel like we can relate to him more because you can see like expect because that's why I actually like the Falcon and the Winter Soldier and I
Yeah,
need to finish it because it really shows you the double edged sword of the Falcon, bro. Like
yeah.
being a superhero and just being a
But
regular person.
the whole time of becoming Captain America, I'm more 50-50 on it with him becoming it. Because in some ways, I like that there's a black person as Captain America, but in a lot of ways that I kind of I kind of wish he just stayed Falcon and give it to someone, not Bucky, because Bucky's not right in his head.
Man, Bucky a shooter. Captain
Yeah,
America, easy
yeah.
chance.
But maybe they should have just retired the Captain America character in general.
Yeah, that's why.
Because
That's why I like. I feel like that's what they were trying to do, but they just got more ideas and shit. So that's
but
why I feel like they brought this new nigga to be
yeah,
Captain
but I
America.
rather Falcon just be Falcon and just build off of the character and that.
Yeah, make
And
the Falcon a
yeah,
better
yeah, you could
character.
make him a Captain America type character without having to be Cap because in a way him becoming Captain America is just in a lot of ways it's just that he's gonna always be second fiddle to Steve Rogers.
True.
So I feel like they should have just have him build his own legacy. That's why I like the Black Panther character, but now Chadwick Boseman is not here. So
Uh,
they might have to change up the character
I
later in the
mean,
line.
well, they are, and then how they're gonna do it, and I'm glad, like, because the comic books, the origins, they're going based off the comic books, and I actually like how they did it, where in the comic books he didn't stay Black Panther
Yeah,
forever.
yeah,
He gave the position to his sister,
yeah.
and then we see it now. They're making that
You know what? You know what I
transition.
want him to do is some fucking her bring back Killmonger and make him become Black Panther. And make him. I said Black Panther.
Not
Make him
even
become Black Panther.
not even become Black Panther. Just fight alongside Black
Yeah,
Panther. I feel like
yeah.
because,
And it's
like we said, they basically had the same ideologies. It's just that Killmonger wanted to go to
yeah,
war and just take everything that he felt like that was rightfully ours to Black people and everything like
yeah.
that.
I think they bring back Killmonger and have him learn and him learn slow. That would be cool. And look, it's not hard to bring him back. Yes, we saw him there on screen, but we saw Agent Ross literally got shot in a critical position and still save him. So, Black Panther could have easily carried him to the ICU, or whatever the ICU is called, and
Hmm.
patched him up. Even though we saw him die, we didn't see him check a pulse. He just panned out, and we don't know what happened
Exactly.
to that. It's not like he took the stuff out of his womb, and he fall off the cliff or something.
No.
So they could easily bring him back some way or the other.
But it's gonna be kind of hard to because like you said, it just panned out. They didn't bury him. They didn't do.
Yeah,
We didn't
they didn't shoot
see.
none of that. So
So
it's not
they
a
they got
hard
to think about
it's
that.
not a hard thing to do because it's even as an on-screen death, at the end of the day, they fully didn't confirm the kill.
True.
That's the thing. All we saw, all for all we know is that he probably passed out and his vitals were low. And when it panned out, maybe the Black Panther rushed him to get him patched up, and he probably in a fucking prison. We just don't know. So
True.
it's easy. I feel like if they do want to recast the character one day down the line, I think they should. I like it would be cool to have the sister become Black Panther,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it should still be a male for a while because we barely got to see Black Panther, like the original Black Panther.
And then, uh, honestly, like how you were saying how like I forgot what Marvel character you said should have their own movie, but they should give one to Killmonger too because I feel
Yeah,
like they should expand on
actually, they
his
should give.
backstory
They
more.
shouldn't give him a movie. They should give him a TV show. A TV show,
Yeah, because they
like
can expand it more with the
yeah,
TV
cause
show.
if you give him like 6 to 8 episodes, I would say six. I rather 6 episode from than an 8 episode. If you give him like 6 episodes to build on his character and see how it's changed, 'cause, like, look, and they could be like if they could redeem Loki, 2012 Loki of all people who in Avengers. Think on it. If you look at the timeline, right, when Loki came, now we could get into Loki now. When Loki came, when this TV show came out, this is a 2012 Loki. When we watch Avengers, this man was literally killing people, literally taking out eyeballs,
Hmm.
and they redeemed the character within six
They did,
episodes.
and that shit was
Yeah, and
crazy.
it did it good.
And okay, the one thing I don't like because Marvel giving people sick ideas is that they can fall in love with their alternate selves, like the girl version of themselves if you're a male.
Yeah.
That shit weird.
You don't. You don't
I,
know. You know
I
what?
don't know.
You know
Don't
what?
get me wrong. The actor that plays Sylvie, to me that's a white bad bitch. That's a
Yeah.
bad bitch right there.
You know what? You know I don't care too much about that, and I just enjoy the show because look, why we getting mad about something that can't actually fucking happen?
I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. You right. You right.
Like
You
when
right.
we
You right.
care about like if Loki was fucking Thor, okay, get the fuck out of here with that shit.
No cap.
But why we getting mad at something like what you call it, subsets? Like
I don't know,
like
bro.
when are we gonna ever meet an alternate version of stuff who's a female?
Hey, bro. I
So
don't know, bro. But that was
yeah,
funny,
and you
man.
know why I didn't
Yo.
really care about it because it shows so much of a narcissist. Both of them. That's Loki's in general. That the only person you could fall in love with
It's basically yourself.
yourself.
And then
Yeah.
yeah, that's what made it even worse because when he was trying to stop Sylvie from stabbing King the Conqueror, he was like, you can't trust people and I can't be trusted. So it's like, what can you do?
Yeah.
You're
But
at an impasse right
yeah.
now.
But I saw people online being mad that she wasn't able to listen. But we have to realize, right? This is a person who was taken as a child and has been on the run all her life. She dedicated her life to getting revenge.
Exactly.
It's hard to change somebody's mind, even if a moment is something. even if somebody else's things and it makes sense, it's hard to change somebody's mind like that. Yeah, and if you live in apocalypse, all you see is people dying, and everywhere you go, these people gonna die. It's gonna affect you, and if you
Mm-hmm.
she lived her whole adult and child life practically want to get revenge on this
And
organization.
then she
So
was
it's gonna be
always wanted too.
yeah,
So
so it's
yeah.
gonna be hard for her to change her mind. So when her not wanting to listen to Loki, I never got mad at it. And like I said, it's something that I could fix later on in the line. We're getting a season 2. Thank fucking God.
Right, because I was about to say, yo, if we
Yeah,
don't get a season 2 of
yeah.
Loki, bro, I know something.
So they could always develop that later down the line in season 2. Hell, even we get to a fucking season 3. I don't know who's gonna be the main big bad in season 2. It doesn't. I kind of Kang is gonna be the main big bad in the whole MCU. So probably just be a next version of him, maybe. But
I wouldn't say King the Conqueror being the big bad of the
no,
MCU
he is.
because who he is because they need to bring out Galactus. I need to see
Yeah, I
that
don't. I
nigga.
don't think they're ready for that yet. He's not. He's not a big. He's a big bad for this phase. Being phase 4,
Oh yeah,
I think he's
yeah,
a
okay,
big bad.
okay,
I don't.
okay.
I don't think he's gonna be the
Talking about
big.
the phases.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be big bad in phase 6. I don't think. Look, Galactus ain't having me 40s. I don't know how they can get that one fucking done. That Galactus is a big ass motherfucker who eats planet.
Yo,
So I don't know. I
literally.
don't know how they can fucking get that one done and actually people want him. I think the next big bad should be after Kang should be Mephisto.
Ooh, wait.
Cause Mephisto is back to the devil.
They are because aren't they dropping the movie Mephisto? They didn't drop it yet.
I don't think they're dropping. No, I don't ever heard of any movie Mephisto coming out.
Really?
Yeah,
With the vampire?
that's Morbius, but that's not
Oh my
Mephisto. Mephisto is
dumbass! I'm
back to
thinking about
no.
Mobius.
Mephisto is back to the devil. Mephisto's, I think whenever if they ever do a next Ghost Rider movie, that's when they introduce Mephisto. Cause Mephisto is who orders the Ghost Rider, is who created the Vengeance of Demons. Mephisto's a character. Now we at a point we could have stopped at anything now.
Yeah.
But Mephisto's a character,
This is
right?
the gray area part.
Yeah, Mephisto's a character you bring in, you know, he's a fucking crazy ass character to bring in. That's I think they're probably gonna wait till later on to bring him in, and they do Kang Force. Like, if we think Kang is interested, when they bring in Mephisto, it's gonna be crazy. Cause yes, we're gonna have an infinite number of Mephistos coming
Yeah,
across.
yeah.
But Mephisto is so crazy powerful in the comics. This man manipulated Scarlet Witch, Wanda. That's like I say in WandaVision, to create her own family, her own children, all of this stuff, just so he could possess them.
Yeah,
If you're strong enough to possess to manipulate the Scarlet Witch, and he's a character just really deceptive. He does some crazy. He's back to the devil, like I said.
and that's the crazy part. You talking about WandaVision because I'm like, she did do all that, and then I'm thinking not only was she manipulating the kids to possess them, and everything, what about Vision? Like nobody gives a fuck about what Vision had to say about this shit. Like he was practically married to her, bro. Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
My thing with Vision need to put his fucking foot down on that hoe, bro. But I don't care if she's the strongest in the you better put your foot down on that whole neck, nigga.
Yeah, she's super strong. And she can be in a Doctor Strange movie, so I want to see how they they do it. Now that she's that she's showing her powers getting stronger, I can't wait for that.
Oh yeah, moving back to this MCU and all this content because the chronological order, like you need to watch the shit is crazy because look,
Yeah, I know the order. I've watched videos on it also.
my nigga, I'm only been keeping up with the movies. The fact that I saw all these different other shows
Yeah,
and
it's a
web
whole bunch of
series,
shows.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
I've watched all of them. Like when it comes to, I feel I've watched. No, the only TV show I've not watched from Marvel yet is Agent Carter, Captain America girlfriend or wife. Yeah, I've not watched that yet. I should watch it.
My thing is, I don't know because even though I
Honest-
was late in the game on the shows, because it's
Yeah.
crazy. I started off with Iron Fist because I was heavy into Marvel vs. Capcom and shit like that. I love that game. So when I saw that they made a show about Iron Fist, I was like, okay, that's cool. I'm watching it, but for some reason I couldn't
Here's it.
get through all of it.
Here's the thing, that Iron Fist TV show sucks. I don't care what nobody says. That show is not that good.
Because I
They
didn't get it
mess
because like
because
okay, it was interesting because they said as a kid landed in the Himalayas, family
yeah,
survived, he didn't come back as an adult. Yada.
they
Yeah,
didn't
that's
they didn't
interesting,
handle it
but
right. They didn't handle that show right
yeah,
compared to the
because
comics. Now here's a good thing about those shows is that even and why Loki and Happy Loki came around and introduced the multiverse because really and truly those shows are not actually before Loki wasn't actually really canon. You know,
oh really?
yeah, hell, think on it. If you watch those shows, right, not once have they said one Avenger name. Like they had references, but it's not canon. And even Marvel confirmed it. Even Marvel confirmed it that all the Netflix TV shows that they had isn't canon. And yeah,
Wow. And you know it's crazy? I hope the Punisher was canon because didn't he go up against Captain America and like
in the
actually killed
comics,
him? Yeah.
yeah.
Bro, that's why
I think but not now that they said they're planning on bringing back the characters, but again recast them. I know Daredevil is not recasting. There's a big rumor going around that Matt Murdock is gonna be Spider-Man lawyer in a new movie coming out later this year. That's Daredevil.
really?
Yeah, remember Matt Murdock is a lawyer, and they said they're gonna bring back the same actor because the actor was so good. So I feel like they might bring back some of the same actors, but they're gonna recast a lot of them. Honestly, I don't want to recasting Iron
Yeah.
Fist. Got Iron Fist. I just didn't like him, and it wasn't comic accurate to the actual comics.
Yeah, I couldn't really get into Iron
Yeah,
Fist.
you
But
know.
I do need to watch some more videos like how these movies and shows tie back to the comics and shit. Just get a little update and everything like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's it for tonight, folks. We're gonna wrap it up right here. Um,
Yeah, we went for an hour. You dig me?
so hopefully y'all tune in. Y'all like this first episode. Tell us what y'all think.